Well, I'm going to begin, Sam, just by asking what it was that initially attracted you to getting involved in The Corrupted.
I think for me it was a departure from what I'm used to. It was a new sort of take on. Well, I suppose it was an opportunity to explore a different part of me as an actor and as a person. And I think I'm so used to being playing like upper class, sort of well-educated, intelligent young men. And I think having the opportunity to kind of play a character who's lived a life and is from a kind of working class environment, I think that was quite attractive to me. I also love this genre of film. I love thrillers. I love London-based thrillers especially. And also I think the cast was already pretty solid by the time I signed up. So yeah, there were many reasons why I wanted to jump on board.
It must be nice to be in a situation now where you can kind of not necessarily just pick and choose, but you get the chance now to take on roles like this. In a sense, I think when actors start off in their career, they get offered a role, and some of the first things that do have to come to mind are exposure. What's this role going to do for career? But now I guess you get to a point where you can just choose the most fascinating characters and storylines available to you.
I'm definitely a point in my life and career where I think I'm experimenting probably more than I should. I want to know what I'm good at and what I need to work on if I want to. I mean, this is, as I say, a genre that I really enjoy, but whether I'm quite ready to lead a film like that, I didn't know. So I just needed to kind of challenge myself in an environment that was safe and controlled, and also in an environment that wouldn't allow me too much time to kind of want to back out of it. Because obviously with an independent film like this, there's not huge amounts of money and therefore not huge amounts of waiting time, and it was so fast paced that it didn't allow me the time to kind of sit and overthink things. It just I just had to kind of live it. And I'd much prefer working like that. I much prefer working on a smaller budget movie sometimes in that everyone kind of gets involved and you sort of feel much more of a part of the process, as opposed to like a small cog in a massive machine. There are positives and negatives to being in this point in my career. I think the other point is that I'm wanting to kind of grow, and I think a lot of people have already sort of made their mind up on me now. Like they're kind of, he can do that, and that's all he can do. Or whereas I'm wanting to kind of experiment more. So hopefully, watch this space and more will happen. But we'll see.
And what was it like working alongside your brother in this instance? I mean, it must be an amazing amount of comfortability because you have some quite heavy scenes to act. And when you do have scenes of that nature, the most important thing is trust with your fellow actors. And that trust is kind of, it's there, isn't it? It's always going to be. That must have been great.
Well, I mean, I think that's the massive benefit of having him on board. There was no chemistry test. There was no need to kind of build a friendship or learn, or make up a history. It was all there. So all that sort of emotions, those frustrations, as bit of being brothers as kids, and also like honestly, like there as I say, there's things that we were able to kind of relate to. Me being away quite a lot, not in prison, but me being out of touch with him, from work and being on the other side of the world is what I mean, and kind of missing big birthdays, and there's that sort of sense of history, as I say, is what we were able to kind of add to. So me and him spent like days where we'd sort of sit down with the script and kind of work through our relationship and what we think happened to Mum, because it's never mentioned, but Dad obviously died when we were young. So yeah, it was really fun exploring that with someone I love and trust, and someone who I love to watch shine. There were many moments during filming where I took my actor hat off and put my brother hat on and kind of just admired him. So it's exciting.
And talking of admiring, I'm assuming that must have been the same case with Timothy Spall as well, because he's a complete force of in this industry. I mean, but that must have been great to have been involved with him in this project as well.
Well, you only have to watch the film to know how special that man is. I think he's a wonder. I've been a fan of his for years and years, but I think especially over the last couple of years, he's been very selective about what jobs that he does, but those that he has done have just blown me away. And I think, he just continues to surprise me. unfortunately, he and I didn't have huge amounts of opportunities to cross over on set, as our characters very rarely communicate. But that when they did, you know, he just brings with him such grace, and I'm a massive fan.